What up YouTube, G4 Leader here, once again, back with another discussion video. This video topic is going to be about why do people go back to their exes. You know, all of us has been guilty of this shit at one point or another, but if you that small tiny exception that hasn't been guilty of this, kudos to you, because you better than me, you better than a lot of us, you know. But it's quite easy to figure out why people go back to their exes, even though they know their exes aren't good for them. You know, some people go back to their exes simply because they feel like it's comfortable, even if the shit is bad, even if it's just fighting, infidelity, and they going through abuse or whatever. It's familiar to them, and some people can just go back to shit they feel comfortable with, even if they're comfortable being unhappy. They rather be that than venture out and start over. And you know, and that brings me to my next point. Some people put in so much time and effort, like them long ass relationships that lasted about years, you know, maybe 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. You know, they feel like they invested that much time. They don't want to start over. They don't want to give away that time. They don't want to feel like they gave that time for nothing. So a lot of people stick through the bullshit hoping it will get better, and they don't want to feel like they wasted their time. And that's a lot of people, actually. You know, it's definitely something I'm guilty of too. That this is the part where I'm guilty, because I was in a long relationship that I knew wasn't working out. You know, and I just personally didn't want to feel like I wasted 2.5 years of my life. I didn't want to feel like that. I wanted to feel like this person was the best for me, even though they dogged me out like 90% of the time, you know, which is shitty, I know, but eventually I got past it. But another reason people go back to their exes is because there's that small voice in a lot of people's minds that's basically saying, I can't do any better. You know, I scored this person who's like this high, and you got low self-esteem, and you feeling this low, and you feeling like, okay, it's okay if they treat me like shit. I can't do any better. You know, and that's that self-loathing mentality that I deserve what I get. I'm not worth anything. I'm lucky this shitty person loves me to begin with, so I'm gonna go back to them. I'm going to stay with them. And you know, and that's a sad mentality too, because something I also have been guilty of too. You know, a long time ago when I was younger, I didn't have the highest self-esteem, and when I got a girl like, if you watch my previous video when I talked about Yin, you already know the story about the Asian girl. But yeah, I tried to stay through the bullshit, and I went back to that bullshit, you know, and I shouldn't have. Just another regret. But basically the gist of this video is, when you break up with someone, it's for a reason. Even if you don't want to start over, you don't have to move on and jump to the next relationship. It's perfectly natural to take time to chill, get yourself together, and just be single and love yourself. I recommend that, actually, than running and jumping into a new relationship. But you never want to backtrack and go back to the same person you already been with. You know they bullshit, you know they shitty, so don't go back to them. Unless it's one of them circumstances where a couple years has passed and you see this person has matured and changed, you know. If it's that rare case where you see this person have changed their lives, then it's okay to explore that. But going directly right back to an ex that you know you ain't compatible with, don't fall for that shit. I fell for that shit too many times. It never ends well, and eventually they going to leave you and never come back, and you'll be left feeling stupid and heartbroken like when you started to begin with. So like I said, never put yourself in that situation. That's my advice anyway. But anyways, you can hit me down in the comments below. Tell me how you feel about the topic. Have you ever been in this situation where you went back to an ex even though you know it wasn't good for you? But yeah, go like my Facebook fan page. G4 Leader here, signing off. Thank you guys for watching.